March, maybe.
Sounds great. When do we start?
Well, why not right now? I've got hammer and nails.
The American sitcom Happy Days debuted on ABC in January 1974 and continued until 1984, totaling 255 half-hour episodes. Originally an unsold pilot featuring Ron Howard, Marion Ross, and Anson Williams, the show premiered as a segment titled Love and the Happy Days in 1972 on ABC's anthology series, Love American Style. Happy Days was one of the most successful shows of the 1970s. Created by Gary Marshall, a visionary in television production, this classic is set in the mid-1950s to the 1960s in the Midwest of the United States. The show captures the essence of life during that period, showcasing the adventures and relationships of a group of friends in a nostalgic and heartwarming way. With iconic characters like Fonzie, Richie, and Joni, the series brought laughter and joy to households across the nation. The authenticity of the setting and the relatable themes explored in each episode struck a chord with audiences, making it a beloved favorite that has stood the test of time. Happy Days continues to be celebrated for its charm, humor, and enduring appeal, solidifying its place in television history as a true classic. In 1974, the TV series Happy Days debuted, starring Ron Howard as Richie Cunningham. Henry Winkler portrayed his friend Fonzie, while Tom Bosley and Marion Ross played Richie's parents Howard and Marion Cunningham. Howard owned a hardware store, and Marion was a traditional homemaker. Richie also had a younger sister named Joni Cunningham. The show followed the adventures and misadventures of Richie, his family, and friends in 1950s Milwaukee, capturing the essence of American life during that era. The dynamic between Richie, Fonzie, and the Cunninghams created a heartwarming and nostalgic atmosphere that endeared the show to audiences for years to come. Richie's friends on the TV series are two absolutely crazy friends named Patsy Weber and Ralph Malph. Fonzie is a high school dropout, a greaser, and a suave ladies' man. He eventually becomes Richie's best friend, and the Cunninghams' over-the-garage tenant. The dynamic between Richie, Patsy, Ralph, and Fonzie adds a lot of humor and excitement to the show, showcasing their adventures and misadventures growing up in the 1950s. Fonzie's cool attitude and motorcycle riding rebel persona contrast with Richie's more straight-laced personality, creating a fun dynamic between the characters. With each character bringing their own quirks and charms to the group, the camaraderie and friendships depicted in the show resonate with viewers of all ages. As Fonzie's character arc progressed in Happy Days, he transitioned from a secondary character to an audience favorite. His popularity led to a shift in the storyline, as the show quickly adapted to showcase Fonzie more prominently. Viewers resonated with Fonzie's cool demeanor and unique style, making him a central figure in the series. Fonzie's evolution captivated audiences and contributed significantly to the success of the show. His charm and charisma brought a dynamic energy to the screen, and his character became an iconic part of Happy Days. Fonzie's journey from a supporting role to a beloved lead character exemplifies the power of audience connection in shaping television narratives. When Gary Marshall was approached by Paramount to create a new sitcom in 1971, the executives envisioned a show set in the 1920s or 1930s, aiming to capture the essence of that era. However, Marshall felt out of his depth with Flappers and the intricacies of the Roaring Twenties. Instead, he proposed a concept rooted in the era he knew best, the 1950s, a time that shaped his teenage years and young adulthood. His familiarity with the culture, music, and social dynamics of this period provided a rich backdrop for storytelling. By focusing on the lives of teenagers navigating friendship, family, and romance in a post-war America, he could create relatable characters and situations that resonated with audiences. This decision ultimately led to the development of a beloved series that captured the spirit of youth and nostalgia, setting the stage for memorable moments and iconic characters that would become cultural staples. The series not only entertained but also offered a glimpse into the values, and challenges of a simpler time through the lens of humor and heartwarming narratives. In 1974, a pilot was developed about a Midwestern family who acquired the first television set in their neighborhood. Their teenage son saw the TV as a way to attract girls. Sadly, the series didn't sell and was shifted to a show called Love American Style, a common fate for unsuccessful pilots. This classic's journey reflects the challenges of breaking into the entertainment industry. The series creator initially considered naming the show Cool instead of Happy Days. However, during test screenings, audiences associated the title Cool with cigarettes, which was not the impression the creators wanted to convey. One of the producers suggested using the name Happy Days, which resonated better with the overall theme of the show. The basic premise revolves around portraying a nostalgic and upbeat view of life in the 1950s and 1960s. It captures the essence of youthful joy, friendship, and family experiences. The characters navigate their lives against the backdrop of a simpler time, filled with fun adventures and memorable moments. This classic became an iconic representation of Americana, highlighting how happiness can be found in everyday situations. Through its light-hearted storytelling and relatable characters, the show became beloved by many, contributing significantly to television history and pop culture. Despite not seeking another series, Ron Howard, who had enrolled at USC's School of Cinematic Arts to become a director, faced a dilemma due to his low draft number. Happy Days became a pivotal project for him. This classic show provided a unique opportunity that Howard couldn't resist, leading to his iconic role as Richie Cunningham. Through this decision, Howard's talent and versatility shone, setting the stage for his successful career in both acting and directing. Happy Days marked a significant turning point in Howard's journey, showcasing his skills and launching him into the spotlight. In 1974, during the time of the draft, there were no student deferments for college students. This meant there was a real possibility that Howard could be sent to Vietnam. However, there was a loophole for individuals employed by companies with more than 30 employees, granting them an exemption from the draft. Fortunately, Paramount was a large enough company with many employees, ensuring that their star, Ron Howard, could avoid being drafted. This is how Ron Howard signed on to play Richie Cunningham in the TV series. After Henry Winkler got the call back from his first audition for the role of Arthur Fonzie Fonzarelli, he was shocked to see former Monkees drummer Mickey Dolenz also vying for the same part. In that moment, Winkler thought to himself, "Oh no, I'm never going to get this job with Mickey Dolenz here." The competition was fierce, but ultimately, Winkler's talent and charisma shone through, landing him the iconic role that would define his career. Mickey Dolenz was Gary Marshall's original choice to play Fonzie. This decision stemmed from an appearance Dolenz made as a biker on the TV show Adam 12. However, his towering height of 6 feet posed an issue, overshadowing the 5'9" Ron Howard. As a result, Henry Winkler was deemed a better fit for the role, and now it's difficult to imagine it any other way. Happy Days benefited greatly from this casting change, solidifying Winkler as the iconic Fonzie. The show became a classic, with Winkler's portrayal of the character leaving a lasting impact on audiences worldwide. In 1974, the TV series Happy Days featured Henry Winkler, who struggled with dyslexia. Henry had a tough time reading his scripts and learning lines, stemming from childhood where he worked hard, but still faced challenges in school. This struggle caused his self-esteem to decrease over time. Surprisingly, he wasn't diagnosed early with dyslexia. It wasn't until he turned 31 that he finally discovered the root of his reading difficulties. This classic show sheds light on Henry's personal battle with dyslexia, highlighting his journey to overcome obstacles and achieve success in the entertainment industry. Henry Winkler had an interesting audition experience for Happy Days. When he auditioned for the TV series, he only had 6 lines, which he completely made up because he couldn't read them right. The producer told him that's not in the script, pointing this out numerous times. However, Winkler, thinking on his feet, replied with confidence that he was giving them the essence of the character and if he got the part, he would do it verbatim. Happy Days was indeed lucky to have such a quick-witted and talented actor like Henry Winkler join the cast. It's fascinating how a small audition moment led to the iconic character of the Fonz becoming a beloved part of television history. In 1974, Happy Days introduced a memorable character in Fonzie, known for his iconic hairstyle gag. By that time, it had become a stereotype for greasers and hoodlums to constantly comb their hair. Henry Winkler, who portrayed the Fonz, opposed this idea, fearing it would paint the character as a typical hoodlum. On a whim, Winkler decided to create a new twist where Fonzie would go to comb his hair, glance at the mirror, and nonchalantly shrug, signaling that his hair was already perfect. This spontaneous move elicited a roaring laughter from the studio audience, transforming it into a trademark Fonzie move that would define his character throughout the series. The simple act of shrugging off the need to comb his hair became an enduring symbol of Fonzie's effortless coolness and rebel charm on the show. This classic moment showcased Winkler's creativity and contributed significantly to the character's lasting appeal in Happy Days. In 1974, Happy Days premiered, becoming a beloved series. One interesting fact involves Henry Winkler's fear of motorcycles. Despite his character, Fonzie, loving motorcycles, Winkler was terrified of them. Most scenes of Fonzie riding a motorcycle were shot with it attached to a trailer or platform being pulled by a truck. This behind-the-scenes detail adds an intriguing layer to the iconic character. The show's clever filming techniques ensured that Fonzie's motorcycle adventures looked seamless on screen, despite Winkler's real-life fear. This classic remains a timeless favorite for audiences of all ages. Throughout the TV series, Fonzie was definitely the lifeblood as the show became progressively more successful. Gary Marshall was approached and asked if the show could do anything to help convince kids to read. In one episode, Fonzie decided to go to the library and check out a book, despite his reputation as not being academic but streetwise. Fonzie's response was that everybody is allowed to read. Fonzie's influence on the show was undeniable, showing a different, more approachable side to his character and emphasizing the importance of literacy. Urban legends often capture the imagination, and one particularly notable story involves a specific episode of the show. It's been said that after this episode aired, the issuance of library cards soared by 500% across the country. This tale paints a vibrant picture of the impact that certain programs can have on society, suggesting a cultural shift towards literacy and education triggered by the charming characters on screen. However, the problem with this narrative is that it is entirely inaccurate. The supposed correlation between the airing of that episode and the dramatic increase in library card applications is a complete urban legend. Despite its persistence, this story has no basis in reality. The truth is that while the show resonated with audiences and highlighted various aspects of American life, including the importance of community and education, there was no significant rise in library card issuance directly linked to an episode. This myth continues to be told, illustrating how easily tales can morph into widely accepted truths, even when they lack factual support. The allure of such stories often lies in their ability to connect popular culture with broader societal trends, yet it's always essential to sift through the myth to find the reality behind the narrative. Initially, the network was concerned that the character Fonzie would come off as too rough or potentially a criminal figure, leading to a decision to keep him from wearing his iconic leather jacket in the early episode. Instead, viewers saw him in a non-threatening gray windbreaker, which is reminiscent of the stylish jacket worn by James Dean, a significant influence on Fonzie's character. This choice was a reflection of the studio's desire to present a more approachable image. However, as the character gained popularity and viewers began to embrace his charm and attitude, the network relented. Eventually, the leather jacket made its debut, transforming Fonzie into an unforgettable television icon. The jacket became synonymous with his cool persona, solidifying his status in pop culture and making him a beloved character in the show. The image of Fonzie in that leather jacket is now etched in the memories of fans, representing a carefree era and the spirit of youth rebellion that resonated throughout the series. In 1974, the TV series drew inspiration from Sylvester Stallone. Henry Winkler, who played the iconic Fonz, incorporated some of Stallone's movements and speech patterns into his character. Interestingly, Winkler had previously worked alongside Stallone in The Lords of Flatbush. Despite this connection, Winkler made a vow regarding his role as Fonzie. He refused to comb his hair on camera or sport a pack of cigarettes in his t-shirt sleeve, and true to his word, Fonzie never did. This unique influence added depth and authenticity to the character that became a beloved part of this classic. In 1974, Happy Days was so popular that Rock Around the Clock went back on the pop charts after 19 years from its original release. The song by Bill Haley and the Comets was number 1 in 1955, and it reached number 39 in 1974. The show's immense popularity had such a significant impact that it helped revive this classic rock and roll hit, showcasing the lasting influence and nostalgia the TV series had on audiences, even bringing back a musical favorite from the past into the present. Happy Days truly left a mark on the cultural landscape of its time, demonstrating the power of television to bring joy and entertainment to viewers while also rekindling interest in iconic music from previous eras. In the TV series Happy Days, many of the names used were inspired by Gary Marshall's real life. His wife went to school with a kid named Potsy Weber. Richie Cunningham, a nice boy, attended the same church as Marshall. Fonzie's name was originally supposed to be Arthur Mascarelli, which was Marshall's original surname. However, the Mash just didn't work as an abbreviation of his name. It didn't have the same ring as the Fonz, so Marshall changed it, and the rest, as they say, is history. In the 1970s, America was looking for a way to reminisce about simpler times, and a new show captured that spirit. The story follows a group of friends growing up in Milwaukee during the 1950s and 60s. It brought to life the joys and challenges of teenage life, friendship, and family. This classic was significant for its blend of humor and heart, showcasing a world filled with sock hops, diner hangouts, and the iconic character of Fonzie, who became a cultural icon. The show resonated with viewers because it reminded them of their own youth, creating a sense of nostalgia. As it tackled themes like love, loyalty, and the ups and downs of growing up, it became a staple of family television. The characters, like Richie Cunningham and his friends, represented the hopes and dreams of young people in a changing world. This engaging mix of fun and family values helped the series connect with audiences, making it a beloved part of American pop culture. The show also introduced catchy phrases and memorable moments that became part of everyday conversation. It not only entertained, but also reflected the era's values and social changes. The show's influence can still be seen today, as many programs draw inspiration from its charm and style. When casting for the 1974 TV series Happy Days, each key actor was carefully chosen through a series of auditions and chemistry tests. Henry Winkler, who played Arthur Fonzie Fonzarelli, stood out for his charismatic presence and cool demeanor during auditions. Ron Howard was selected for the role of Richie Cunningham after demonstrating a natural charm and relatability that shone through. Marion Ross was chosen to play Mistress Cunningham for her warm and nurturing portrayal. Tom Bosley's audition showcased his perfect blend of humor and wisdom, making him the ideal Mr. Cunningham. Casting directors knew Erin Moran was the right fit for Joni Cunningham due to her spunky and endearing nature. These pivotal moments defined the casting of Happy Days, creating a perfect ensemble that would go on to capture the hearts of audiences for years to come. The directorial vision behind the 1974 TV series Happy Days was to create a nostalgic portrayal of 1950s American life. The director aimed to capture the essence of that era through a light-hearted and wholesome lens, focusing on themes of family, friendship, and coming of age. Creative influences included classic sitcoms, 1950s pop culture, and the personal experiences of the director. The director's style was marked by attention to detail in set design, costumes, and music to authentically recreate the time period. Collaboration with the cast and crew was essential, with a focus on fostering a sense of camaraderie and teamwork to bring the story to life on screen. The production of the 1974 TV series Happy Days involved intricate set design and creative use of locations. The bustling diner where the characters often gathered was meticulously crafted to reflect the 1950s atmosphere. Logistical challenges such as coordinating large crowds for outdoor scenes added complexity to filming. Innovative techniques like using chroma key technology to simulate driving scenes without leaving the studio were employed. The team's attention to detail and problem-solving skills contributed to the show's success. The musical score and soundtrack of the 1974 TV series Happy Days were crucial in setting the tone for the show. Composers and musicians worked together to create music that enhanced the narrative and emotional aspects of the series. The upbeat and nostalgic tunes perfectly complemented the feel-good, family-friendly nature of the show. The soundtrack featured a mix of popular songs from the era, as well as original compositions that captured the essence of the 1950s setting. Musicians brought their expertise to create a soundtrack that resonated with audiences and became synonymous with the show's success. In the iconic scenes of the 1974 TV series Happy Days, the moment where the character's Fonzie jumps over a shark on water skis is legendary. The direction captured the thrill and excitement perfectly, while the performance by Henry Winkler as Fonzie was electrifying. The cinematography highlighted the action with precision, drawing viewers into the heart-pounding stunt. This scene, often referred to as jumping the shark, had a significant impact on the audience and pop culture, becoming a symbol of a show taking a creative risk. Filmmakers and actors have commented on the scene, with Winkler praising the challenge it presented and the teamwork involved in making it happen seamlessly. This iconic moment remains etched in television history for its boldness and cultural significance. Happy Days, a television series that first aired in 1974, had a significant cultural and social impact. The show resonated with audiences by presenting a nostalgic portrayal of 1950s America, capturing the essence of a simpler time. Through its characters and storylines, Happy Days influenced pop culture by popularizing phrases like "sit on it" and introducing iconic characters such as Fonzie, who became a cultural phenomenon. The series also contributed to discussions on relevant social and cultural themes by addressing issues such as family dynamics, adolescence, and the generational gap between parents and children. Happy Days served as a reflection of societal values and norms, providing viewers with a window into the past while entertaining them with relatable and heartwarming stories. Happy Days, the 1974 TV series, received positive critical reception, with reviewers praising its nostalgic depiction of 1950s America and engaging characters like the Fonz. Audiences loved the feel-good sitcom, connecting with its themes of friendship and family. The show's success led to several award nominations, including Golden Globes and Emmys. These accolades recognize the talented actors, writers, and crew involved in bringing Happy Days to life, highlighting their contributions to the entertainment industry. During the filming of Happy Days, the iconic show that aired in 1974, the cast and crew shared many memorable experiences behind the scenes. The actors often played practical jokes on one another, keeping the set lively and fun. One time, the cast surprised director Gary Marshall by dressing up in 1950s attire for his birthday, bringing a nostalgic touch to the set. Another interesting fact is that Henry Winkler, who played Fonzie, was initially meant to be a minor character, but became hugely popular, leading to an expanded role. Behind the classic 1950s setting of the show, the actors and crew worked hard to create a show that would resonate with audiences for years to come. Happy Days, a 1974 TV series, holds a significant place in film history. Its portrayal of 1950s American life captivated audiences, becoming a cultural phenomenon. The show's legacy includes popularizing the phrase, "jumping the shark," referring to a decline in quality. Happy Days influenced future filmmaking by showcasing nostalgic storytelling and character-driven narratives. It inspired spin-offs like Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy, expanding its cultural impact. Additionally, the show's characters and catchphrases have become iconic symbols of a bygone era, ensuring its enduring influence on popular culture. When reminiscing about the 1974 TV series Happy Days, many viewers transport back to the nostalgic world of the Cunningham family and the iconic character of Arthur the Fonzarelli. This beloved show not only entertained, but also left lasting impressions on its audience. Some may recall how Happy Days brought laughter and joy into their homes, while others might share how the themes of friendship, family, and growing up resonated with them on a personal level. For some, Happy Days served as a window into the past, showcasing a different era, and influencing their perspective on cinema by setting a standard for feel-good, family-friendly entertainment. Through sharing your own experiences and memories related to Happy Days, you have the opportunity to connect with others who have been similarly touched by this timeless classic. Join us in celebrating the impact of Happy Days on our lives and the world of cinema. Like, share, and subscribe for more cinematic explorations, and let's keep the nostalgia alive.